So we've got a little bit of a pseudo logging project, baby logging project. There was a field here that had a bunch of wood that was laying in it with the root wads cut off. The tops were still on it, about 2 years old, that could be got out if we could get it out. But there's no gate easily accessible down here to where the wood's at. So I brought the little Kubota down here. We pulled 3 loads out the other day, and so far it's working well. Problem is, the rain is here. So we're gonna see if we can gather up a load, reach over the fence, put it in the dump trailer, and then my friend Chris is gonna haul it home. Well, the first load went good, but it is turning into a bit of a quagmire. Doesn't matter, we're gonna get another load out of here. The first log that I'm gonna put on is ponderosa pine. It's a nice, straight, clean log, and boy is it heavy. It is, I think, I'll check the tables, but I'm going to assert that it's heavier than some of the white oak that we pulled out of here. It's just heavy and it's slick. It's kind of a buckskin. A buckskin is what you call a log that has the bark slipped off and you're just up against the smooth sapwood that is easy to lose hold of. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put an invert in the bottom of my dump trailer. So we're gonna go slow and easy and cross our fingers and get one more load on here before we get rained out for the day.
Coming. Got this much for the gate. And right there. A little bit further. Come a little bit further. 4 inches.
There we go, that's good.
That's good.
All right, everybody be careful.
Yeah. Oh, you got it like butter, Scott.
I think this is the last load. I think we're rained out. We don't want to stop stuck. We're going to stop winning. It's like entertainment, you know, specifically music. The first rule of music performance is always leave them wanting more. And next time I come down here, I'm going to have a sweet taste in my mouth because it's fun fooling around with wood and equipment and friends and firewood. It's a pleasant break from the routine of construction, I can tell you that. I'm flipping you back just a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, pulling to me.
Take it.
A little more. Okay, just a second. And your hook. So we're going to dump it off. Hopefully the battery's up high enough on the dump trailer. And also we're hopeful that there won't be any hang-ups in there. trailer and load was 13,700 pounds coming across the scale. That's within 300 pounds of max capacity. Blind dogs and bones. Just like that. Well, Chris and I have got a little break in the weather and a little break in our schedules today, and we're going to get the excavator out here and buck up some of this firewood that I've got decked up into 16-inch lengths. Tomorrow I hope to have, I don't know, maybe half a dozen 15, 16, 17-year-old boys out here and let them get acquainted with splitting mauls. We'll save the hydraulic wood splitter until the second or third assault, because they want to have, or I want them to have, an understanding of what labor is about, not just the convenience of watching hydraulics solve a problem. You know, I don't know if they'll remember that. I don't know if they will appreciate it, but at least it will be imprinted somewhere down in their personalities when they move out into the rest of their lives. But in the meantime, the Kubota, and there she is going to make this smooth sailing until the rain starts. So the first place we're taking wood to, the lady would like it 15 inches long. Now that's a little fussy, but it means I'm going to get the tape measure out and make sure that the first load that goes out of here is just the right length for that little old lady, because little old ladies shouldn't have to burn wood anyhow, and so there's no sense making it any harder for her than we absolutely have to, even if it does cost us a little time and create a 8 or 10 inch throwaway off the end of these 12-foot logs. Oh well. Well, I'm going to split some wood this morning, and I hope, and I'm counting on the fact that there's going to be a few teenage boys here in a couple hours to sort of speed the process up, throw in a load of wood and go drop it off at a lady's place who really needs it. But I did not bring, with all the splitting mauls that are out here, Buck and Billy Ray's splitting maul that he sent me. I didn't bring it out because when you have kids, especially kids that didn't grow up splitting wood, you're going to break some splitting maul handles, and I know that's going to happen today. So I brought out my trusty old 6-pounder from my childhood. We've put a lot of handles in this before. We can put another one in, and a couple of 8-pounders and a monster maul and a borrowed Fiskars, I think, splitting maul, nice and sharp. So Buck and Billy Ray's beautiful tool staying in the shop where nobody's going to mess it up, and we're going to see if we can get some work done out here today with this oak and the pine and the other items that we cut up yesterday. Let's see how it goes. I was hopeful that that ponderosa pine log that was nice and smooth and straight, buckskin and didn't show many knots, was going to split nice, but it doesn't. It's just it soaks up the impact, and so I've got to get a wedge out and break some of these pine rounds up into halves. After that, they'll be easier to split. Maybe the boys can do it. But I don't want anybody using a wedge around here today, because occasionally a wedge in a splitting maul will shoot off a little piece of iron, and it's going fast, and it can get right under your hide, and it can hurt you. So I'm going to do a little, I hope, wedge work and break some of these big pine rounds in half, and then we'll see how they go once they're rendered down to size. So this pine is way tougher than I thought it was going to be. And I can't tell you exactly why. Because when you're nailing up a pine board around a windowsill, it's always wanting to split. But this stuff isn't. I see a little bit of a check starting out of the heart, running that way. So we're going to kind of try to take advantage of that. Going to go out here not too close to the edge, line up with that check, more or less. See how that does. There it goes. Still tougher than it ought to be. Fine. Be that way. So as it turns out, we did in fact bring in a hydraulic wood splitter. But that's okay, because in spite of the fact that we had it and it turned out that we needed it, we did end up with, I think, maybe a dozen or 14 young men and a few old guys, and as a bonus, about a solid inch of rain. We also had 2 broken splitting maul handles, 1 cut finger, and almost 5 cords of delivered firewood by the end of the day to a couple of folks that really needed it. It was a great day. The rain was just an unexpected plus, really, because it made the day memorable. There's nothing like a little rain pouring down the back of your neck while you're splitting wood to make you think that maybe a video game would have been a better use of that Saturday. But there was almost zero grumbling, no complaining to speak of, which surprised me a lot. Because not all these boys are used to work, and work is painful. And working in the rain is a little more painful. But these are good boys, and I've got to say I'm just proud to know them. Thanks for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.